In the previous lecture, we have seen perineum 1. Today, we are going to study perineum 2. So, we'll take a short revise of the perineum. Perineum is a region at the lower end of the trunk, diamond-shaped area when thighs are abducted. The external genitalia are located in the perineum. Now, boundaries and contents of perineum. Anteriorly, you have pubic symphysis. Posteriorly, you have coccyx. Laterally, you have anterior ischiopubic rami, and posteriorly, you have sacrotuberous ligament. The roof is formed by the roof is formed by the pelvic diaphragm, floor by the skin, and the contents of the perineum are male and female genitalia. The perineum, it is divided into two triangles, that is the anterior urogenital triangle, posteriorly anal triangle. Now these triangles, they are divided by horizontal plane passing through the anterior end of ischial tuberosity. In males, urogenital triangle is transverse by urethra, and in female, urogenital triangle is transverse by urethra and vagina in females. Now, we'll see what is urogenital triangle. Triangular area between the ischiopubic rami in front of a horizontal line joining the anterior ends of ischial tuberosity. Now, this urogenital triangle, it contains superficial and deep perineal pouches. On the surface of urogenital triangle, in male, penis and scrotum, in female, external genitalia and orifice of urethra and vagina. Now we'll see what exactly the urogenital diaphragm. Where does the urogenital diaphragm lies? It lies in the urogenital triangle. So this urogenital diaphragm is a triangular muscular sheath. This urogenital diaphragm, it is formed by sphincter urethrae and deep transverse muscle. It separates the deep perineal sac from the upper pelvis. Triangular diaphragm occupies the urogenital triangle, the apex which lies behind the pubic symphysis and its sides attached to the ischiopubic rami. In male, pierced by urethra. In females, it is pierced by urethra and vagina. Now we'll see what exactly the perineal membrane. Perineal membrane, it is a strong triangular membrane stretches across the urogenital triangle between the ischiopubic rami on each side. Then it intervenes between the superficial pouch below and deep perineal pouch above. In front, it forms the transperineal ligament. In front, it forms the transperineal ligament and it continues with the superficial fascia of urogenital diaphragm. Behind, fixed to the perineal body, and it splits into two layers, that is the upper layer and the lower layer. Upper layer is continuous with the superficial fascia of urogenital diaphragm. Lower layer is continuous with Colles fascia. Then structures piercing the perineal membrane in males. These are the structure piercing in the female, and in female the structure piercing are the urethra and vagina, artery and nerves to the bulb of vestibules, deep artery of clitoris, dorsal artery of clitoris and posterior labile nerves and vessels, branches of perineal nerve to superficial perineal muscles. Now we'll see what are the muscles of the perineum. Muscles of perineums are 10 in numbers, 2 superficial transverse perineal. This is the superficial transverse perineal. Then if you reflect this superficial transverse perineal, you'll get two deep transverse perineal muscle, 2 bulbospongiosus muscle, then levator ani muscle. This is the levator ani muscle. 1 sphincter ani externus. This is around the anal canal. Sphincter ani externus. and one longitudinal muscle coat of anal canal. All these 10 muscles of perineal converge and interlac in the perineal body. So this is the perineal body. This is the perineal body. So this all 10 muscles, they converge in the perineal body. Now, what exactly the perineal body? So this perineal body, it is a wedge-shaped mass of fibromuscular tissue situated in the midline at the junction of urogenital triangle and the anal triangle. It lies 1.25 centimeters in front of the anal canal. So this is the anal canal, close to the bulb of the penis in male and posterior wall of the vestibule of vagina in female. Now we'll come to deep and superficial perineal pouches. So, so when the thighs are abducted, the diamond-shaped perineum is seen. Now, from superficial to deep, you will see the skin, the superficial fascia, the muscles. But my strong belief to study this perineum, the layers of the perineum, you should go superficial to inferior. The layers are the pelvic diaphragm. As you know, the pelvic diaphragm, it protects the abdominal viscera. Then the urogenital diaphragm. Now this urogenital diaphragm, it has superficial layer and the inferior. So superficial layer of urogenital diaphragm, the inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm is also called as perineal membrane. The bulb of the penis with its muscle bulbospongiosum, crest of penis, muscle ischio-cavernous and the collis fascia. These are all the layers of the perineum from superior to inferior. Now we'll see the deep perineal pouch. So this is the sagittal section. So the sagittal section, I'll tell you the outline of the deep perineal pouch and the superficial perineal pouch. The deep perineal pouch, the superficial and the deep perineal boundaries are this is the anterior abdominal wall. As you know, anterior abdominal wall has the layers, the skin, the superficial fascia, and it is devoid of deep fascia. So this superficial fascia, it contains two layers. That is the fatty layer of superficial fascia. Then the membranous layer of superficial fascia is scrapha fascia. So this is the scrapha fascia. This is the root of the penis, and this is the scrotum. So the collis fascia lines the scrotum, and this is the dartos muscle. It surrounds the scrotum. So collis fascia and dartos fascia, so it is lined by the scrotum. The collis fascia goes posteriorly and it joins with the inferior layer of the urogenital diaphragm, that is also called as the perineal membrane. So this was the outline. Now we'll see what exactly the deep perineal pouch is. This is the deep perineal pouch. So this is the space which is present in superior and inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm. So this is the urogenital diaphragm. Diaphragm, it has the superior layer and the inferior layer. So inferior layer is also called as perineal membrane. Now we'll see the boundaries of the deep perineal pouch. That is, the roof is formed by the superior layer of urogenital diaphragm. The floor is formed by the perineal membrane or inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm. Then anterior wall, the, it is closed. It forms the transverse perineal ligament, and the posterior wall. This is the posterior wall fuses of superior and inferior urogenital diaphragm, and the lateral wall is formed by ischiopubic rami. Now uh, from this shaft, the from the deep perineal pouch, the urethra is passed. So contents of deep perineal pouch is membranous urethra, external urethral sphincter, bulbourethral gland, deep transverse perineal muscle, dorsal nerve of penis, and in female, clitoris. So deep perineal pouch, if there is an injury to the membranous urethra which lies in the deep perineal pouch, if it is injured, then accumulation of urine in deep perineal pouch occurs. Now we'll see superficial perineal pouch. What are the boundaries of the boundary? We'll see superficial perineal pouch. What is that space called? Where does the space lie? So this is the superficial perineal pouch just below the deep perineal pouch. So the space which is present below the urogenital diaphragm is superficial perineal pouch. So this area it is called as superficial perineal pouch. Now we'll see the boundaries of superficial perineal pouch. Anteriorly, the wall is not closed, it is open. So anterior wall is deficient. Posterior wall, fusion of Colles fascia. Can you see here the Colles fascia? It is coming posteriorly and joining with the perineal membrane. So posterior wall is formed by fusion of the Colles fascia and perineal membrane. Now this is the roof. Roof is formed by perineal membrane. It is also called as inferior fascia of urogenital diaphragm. Then lateral wall, it is formed by ischiopubic rami. So contents of superficial perineal pouch are bulb and bulbospongiosis, crus and cavernosus, superficial transverse perineal ligament, posterior scrotal nerve, pudendal nerve, and in female, Bartholin glands. So, superficial perineal pouch, if there is injury to the spongy urethra in bulb of penis, so here lies the spongy urethra. So if there is injury in this, so where does so the urine accumulates in the superficial pouch. It goes to the scrotum, then to the anterior abdominal wall, and in upper part of thigh and axillary floor. It reaches to axillary floor also. Now we'll come to the applied. We have seen the perineal body. So what happens? Damage of perineal body is very important in female as it supports the pelvic organ. It may damage during childbirth or cut in episiotomy. This result in prolapse of uterus, bladder and rectum. Now what is episiotomy? It is an incision given in the perineum to enlarge the vaginal orifice to facilitate childbirth. Now there are two types of incisions given, that is the median episiotomy and mediolateral episiotomy. Now median episiotomy begins at the labia. The incision is given at the labia minora and proceed backward in the midline to the external anal sphincter. Then the second episiotomy, that is the mediolateral episiotomy, incision begins at the labia minora and goes laterally at an angle of 45 degree. It cuts the skin, vagina wall and bulbospongiosus muscle. Thank you.